So I was just going to show you guys Precious. Tylen is on him for me, and he's just trying to get him, just get him solid. He's a super nice young half Clydesdale. He's about 4 years old, coming 5 this fall. And he was very, very, very green broke, but gentle when he came. He was extremely gentle, but very, very green. And Jackie rode him a little bit and got him to where he's just getting soft. But this is his first day to really be asked to kind of lope, so that you guys can see him loping out under saddle. I thought it would be a neat experience for you guys to see a horse that's maybe had 20 rides. You know, I wouldn't even say he's had 20 rides here, but this is just his first day to really be asked to lope, and just kind of where we are, and you know, asking him to kind of lope bigger. And then he doesn't know what to do with the job, Tylen. He has no idea what to do with the job. He's trying so hard, but he has no idea. He looks phenomenal. This is a super nice little 4-year-old coming 5, and he is a Clydesdale cross. He's a brother to Jasper. Just a really fun, he's such a fun horse. And it's okay, like when they first learn how to lope and you loped in one direction, for them to not catch a lead. Like, that's not something that you want to be upset about. It's not just like learning to write, your penmanship didn't get perfect the first time you picked up a pen. You can't expect a young horse to automatically know their leads. And what Tylen's doing now is just trying to get him to commit. And right here, he's not. He's floating. He's on the wrong lead. So he'll bring him around. And this horse is really just looking for an out. And what that means is this is a lot more work than he's ever been asked to do. And it is applying some pressure. And I've had a lot of people say things like, oh, well, I would this or I would that. Yes, but see, you're not training colts. You're not actually having to put the rides on them. And the internet always shows people the highlight reels, and you miss the part to where colts are just looking for an out. I mean, he's never been pressured. He's never been asked to lope before today, and he is looking for an out. And people can say, oh, I feel so bad for them, and oh, they this, and oh, then they're too young. No, he's not too young. He's 4 coming 5. He's a great age to start. It's his first time being asked to lope under saddle. And there he goes. He picked it up. Look at that. Not without throwing a fit, but he picked it up. And that's not a direct reflection of like his character or that he's bad. It's literally that he is a young boy who's never been asked to do this, and he's just testing his boundaries on, can I get away with this? Can I not have to do it? I think I can find an out over here. And he'll soon learn that the quicker that he just picks up the correct lead and stays committed to the circles, the work is over. And that's what you want to do, is when they start to do it right, quit them on a really good note so that they learn that, hey, if I see right there, now Tylen is kind of putting him into tighter circles and harder work because he's floating. So now he just learned, hey, if I float, you're going to punish me. And punishment doesn't mean like that he's being hit or being reprimanded in a very serious way. It just means, hey, that's not something we do, so I'm going to reprimand you. You're going to come back into this circle. But people look at punishment like it's such a harsh word, or reprimand is such a harsh word. And I'm like, you have to teach young boys. You just have to teach young boys that, hey, trying to escape work right there. He wanted to come over here, so Tylen's going to force him up in there and make him turn off that fence. Like, you cannot escape this work. And this isn't a pain thing. It's a pressure thing. He's never had this much pressure applied because Jackie pets him and tells him how pretty he is. And she walks him around and she's really sweet to him. And now Tylen got on him, and Tylen is asking him for actual work ethic, something he's never done before. And young horses just look for an out. He is trying to figure out how to escape the work. They all do it. Some do it by bucking, some do it by trying to dart the opposite direction, and some of them just give up and just do it. I'd rather have a horse with a little bit. This is a proof that this horse has never been beat or mishandled, because he's not scared to talk back. You know, he's kind of like a kid with a little mouth on him, and you're like, ooh, your parents should have beat your ass, you know? But no, he's just a young draft cross. I say one more circle on the correct lead, and then we can quit him. For sure, Jackie has pet Precious and told him how beautiful he is, and rode him around at a walk and a little bit of a trot, and just let him do what he wants. And it was good because it got him really confident under saddle, to where he accepts a rider and he is confident. But now he's just a little bit sassy, and he's like, I don't have to lope, and I definitely don't have to lope on the left lead because I don't want to. Well, okay. You're right. You don't have to, but your job will be a lot easier if you do, because we would already be done. And that's what he's going to learn, is if you'll just do it correctly, you'll already be done. But he's just looking, see, look. He's just looking for an out. He doesn't want the pressure. He doesn't want to have to do it. And this is the part, again, that everybody acts like, oh, I wouldn't have done it this way. And if he were mine, it wouldn't. Listen, he is 1,350 pounds of young teenage boy. He was going to do it to you. In fact, you would probably be pooping yourself, because he's strong. And when he looked for an out and he darted, you couldn't have held him. And the thing is horses like this, you can go back to the round pen with them, and that's fine. But the problem with that is once you get them back in the open, you start back over on ground one. Well, yeah, ground square one. You know, you're back out of the round pen. There's more room. He's just exercising his ability to be a young 4-year-old. But I love that he doesn't have any naughty. Like, he's definitely not trying to. He is just being so sassy. He's like, Tylen, I don't have to. And Tylen is being so patient right there. See, as soon as he turned back the correct direction, Tylen released all pressure. So this is, and the reason Tylen is on him is because he started to take a little bit of advantage of Jackie, because she was so nice to him. And he was like, I think I can do what I want. He's a super sound young horse, and he's a super, super, super docile young horse. He's really not spicy. That's a little bit of what we're seeing, is that he's actually really kind, and he's actually really gentle, and he's actually really docile, and he's lazy. He's just a touch lazy. And so he's like the 14-year-old boy who's like mommy's boy, and he's never had to do anything. And all of a sudden mommy's like, hey, you're 14 and you need to go clean your own room. And he's like, what? You don't love me anymore. This is abuse. And you're like, listen, Precious, we just want you to pick your socks up and put them in the fucking hamper, man. We're not asking for anything serious. Like, just put your socks in the hamper, pick your undies up. Mom's not doing it for you anymore. And he's like, but I don't want to. Why can't you do it for me? Precious, it's because you're old enough. You're old enough now to pick up the left lead and lope a circle. Look, and Tylen's making him sit down there because he wants to come back up here. He's praying that if he comes up here, Jackie will run out and save him. That's what he's praying. He's like, if I run back up there to the front, Jackie will run out and save me. No. 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 No, buddy. Jackie's not going to run out here with a cookie and save you. No, he refuses to take out the garbage. You come home, and in fact, Precious is really smart. So it's like you and your husband walk out and the garbage, like, have you ever had a teenager that spends more time trying to figure out how to not do something? And if they would have just done it, it would be easier. You know, the teenage boy that like took the garbage to the garage, so you thought they took it out, but it never actually made it to the curb. So like the garbage got moved, and if he would have just gone 100 more yards, it would have been done. But instead, that's not how it works. Hey, what are you doing? Yeah. Oh, I'm videoing a big 4-year-old draft cross, and he's being a teenage boy. He doesn't want to pick up his left lead, and he really doesn't want to lope circles, and he really wants Tylan to get off of him and let Jackie bring him cookies and scratch his belly. I told him he's like the 14-year-old boy that you told to take the trash out, and so he moved it to the garage, and you're not super sure what happened there. Like, you could have just taken it to the curb with just as much effort, but here we are, and now I'm fucking pissed, you know? Like, we're Precious, just do it. You would already be done. It would already be done, but now I get to be mad at you. You have to work extra hard, and I'm still making you put the garbage on the curb. That's Precious right now. He's just 4, and he's big. He's like 1,300 pounds, so he's like, I don't have to do what you say. And Tylan's like, but you do. But you do. Yeah. I don't know. I think he said he's taking them tonight. He said he was taking them tonight, and I don't know. I know. Yeah. Yeah. And our dad could make a whole meal out of that. And not care. And not care. Precious is literally demanding, is that Tylan's? He's demanding that you go get him and pet him. Yeah, Precious wants Tylan to get off of him. And he ran up here to me and was like, call Jackie right now and have her bring the cookies and have her bring my brush. He does not want to lope to the left. He's the teenage boy that took the garbage out, but then all of a sudden you open the garage and it's all stacked in the garage, and you're like, this is not what I told you to do. Like, if you would have just kept going to the curb.
5 foot more, dude.
5 foot more. Look at him. He's like, Jackie. I'm telling you, Jackie loves him, and she brushes him and gives him cookies, and he's like, please come get on me. Let's go walk and trail